Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, hello. My name is Loey, and
my name is Hailey Reese.
And if you guys do not watch my second, well, I guess I haven't even put anything. Oh my god, I'm like, Daily Hailey and Loey are all caught up, but Loey is so behind. If you don't watch Daily Hailey, or you don't follow our social media, you may not already know this, but I decided to come to Toronto after I had some business to attend to in Minnesota.
Yes,
and we decided to have our soul sister Christmas. And so even though Hailey is working like a dog, uploading 2 videos every single day right now, I basically was like, let me come out, let me love you. And we've just been working and editing and filming and doing so much stuff. So tonight we decided to treat ourselves to a little girly night in this beautiful historic hotel. This is the Omni King Edward Hotel in Toronto, Canada. Now, as you may have already expected, we didn't just pick it because it was pretty and historic. We also chose it because it is very, very haunted.
I love how we didn't.
I know, we are literally the most like in sync. It's unbelievable. So we chose it because it is very haunted, and Hailey explains it a little bit further in her video. But basically, this place is built on top of a former jail and a former hanging yard, so there's a lot of activity here. There's a lot of lost souls just kind of lingering in this area, and Hailey goes so much more into detail on that, so I'm not going to focus too hard. Mostly what I wanted to talk about in this video is kind of our experiences up until now. I'm not going to talk about everything in this video. For example, you guys definitely want to watch Hailey's video again, just because we caught some stuff on camera that was absolutely crazy. So many weird things have happened. We've heard chains dragging, and this is literally built on top of a former jail. We have had doors closed, we literally, or doors open rather, when we just closed them. We've heard whistling and heard footsteps and everything in between. But mostly I wanted to talk about the things that I feel like have really been happening to me. And Hailey can kind of just vouch for the authenticity of them and of course give her input.
This is literally going to be a LoeyLane story time / communication with the spirits, and I'm just here to literally tell you guys from the bottom of my heart the authenticity of it, but also let you guys know how much has really occurred.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff happening from pretty much the moment that we walked into the room. So basically, we are not just paranormal YouTuber extraordinaires, we are also Instagrammers, and we are 20-something girls who like to take a selfie or 2. So Hailey and I were literally using the mirrors in this place. I had taken a mirror in the bathroom and I came out here, and she was taking she was taking a selfie in this mirror. And basically I came out and she was like, get in here. So I got in the photo, we took one, we didn't love it, we took a second one. And in that photo, I don't know how to explain what happened except that I was looking, this sounds like something out of a freaking horror movie.
It literally is something out of a horror movie.
I was looking at myself in the mirror. Like I was looking like at myself or like towards the camera or whatever. And that's why I was so confused when I saw the photo, because I was like, I never moved my eyes. Like I don't understand how I was like looking like that when I was just looking down. Like you guys know how it is. It's a different photo when you like look at yourself or you look at the camera than when you look down at the phone itself. And so Hailey and I were super freaked out about that, and you literally said that's like a sign of like possession. Not that you think I'm possessed.
Well, here's how it occurred from my side.
Right.
So I was taking a cute selfie. Loey actually took a really cute picture in the other bathroom. And so she comes over and I was like, babe, get in. So we take the one, like she said, didn't like it. We take the next one, and at first I thought she just didn't like where she looked, because she goes, oh, I totally didn't mean to look like that. Like I really was looking this way. And I was like, oh really? And I didn't think much of it because I'm thinking that she didn't mean to look like that.
Right.
I look back at her and she's like, no, like Hailey, like I wasn't looking there. And I was like, what do you mean you weren't looking there? She's like, I wasn't looking there. And I lift up the picture and I look at it and I was like, what do you mean? And she explained to me where she thought she was looking, and I literally spent a minute looking at the picture, looking at where she said she was looking, and it didn't line up. And I got really freaked out because what she experienced was like, you know those scenes in a horror movie, like The Possession or things like that, where somebody looks into a mirror and all of a sudden their reflection looking back at them does something different? It just brought like that kind of feeling to me as far as that type of possession. Obviously I told her, I'm like, you're not possessed, there's nothing possessing you. But that's what it reminded me of, and it was just a super chilling experience. The fact that she supposedly really believes and thought she looked one way, but the picture didn't reflect that.
It's not really something I can like sit here and prove, because once again, it's like I know where I was looking when the photo was taken, but I can't begin to express to you. I've never felt anything like realizing that in a photo, my face was not like, I don't know how to explain it. It like wasn't my face. I felt like someone else like looking back at me. That's the best way I can explain it. And then I was talking to Hailey about it, and we realized there are so many mirrors in this hotel. There are mirrors everywhere. There are mirrors outside of every single door, and that's so weird. Like floor length, like huge mirrors on all of the floors. There's a mirror in the
closet. There's a ginormous mirror. There's a lot of mirrors, and like
there's so many.
I do want to note two things in particular before we kind of get into Loey's most traumatizing, terrifying experience, and that is number one. Mirrors in general have been known to be portals, so that really comes as no surprise. But as well is the fact that in any paranormal experience, things that sound unbelievable really do occur.
Yeah.
If you guys are from my channel, you're over here supporting Loey, you know we believe in the unbelievable. So as much as she's saying right now, I can't prove this, I can't prove the authenticity, can anybody who's had a paranormal experience other than those who get it on camera prove it?
True.
No.
True.
So at the end of the day, like, if you're looking at this for entertainment purposes, then I hope it's entertaining enough. But if you aren't, I want you guys to really comprehend, like, Loey genuinely was so scared off camera at the fact that what she looked at in the mirror was not what was looking back at her in the image.
Oh God, just thinking about it gives me awful, like just a terrible, terrible feeling. Like just seeing my own face looking back at me, it felt like a different person and very uncomfortable. Like I do not want to look into this mirror tonight. And Hailey and I both kind of think there's something off about this mirror. Maybe it's like a portal or something.
Well, it's very high energy. I personally had done like a session communicating with the spirits in here, and me being close to the mirror was so crazy, the things that we got. So we both have this feeling of like something is going on there.
That's a good kind of segue. There are so many things. Like I cannot begin to express to you, like I said, whistling, chains rattling. Like we have had doors slam on camera and like can't explain any of it. We were doing a mukbang and literally I heard a music box from over here, like a phone ringing or something like that, and nothing could have made the sound. But then we got into Hailey's spirit box. Now we'll explain it more in her video, but the spirit box, her spirit box, just magically didn't work when we got in the room. Like, it's just like not working.
In a very creepy way. Like if you watch, it made some strange noise and then it just like died before my very eyes with a fresh new battery. A fresh new battery, might we both add, is weirdly scratched up and neither one of us can explain how. But if you're coming from Hailey's channel, you already know that. What you don't know is while we were doing the, not spirit box session, but something like that on my iPhone with this new app that I found through Huff Paranormal. It's called Necrophonics, or Necrophonic. It's like that teaching with phonics or whatever, like when you were growing up. Ooh, paranormal. But basically it's a sound bank. It's not a word bank, it's a sound bank. So spirits have to really work and like form words throughout and whatnot. And as we're sitting there, we caught something that in the moment I didn't really know how to like put into words. But I think I'm just gonna kind of let the footage speak for itself. I love you.
I love you. Who just said I love you?
Did you guys close the bathroom door earlier?
Hailey, don't turn off the app. It just said, Hailey, don't turn off the app. I heard it. Hailey, again. Please don't put this in the video, but I know who it is. I said, I love you, Mom. So what I heard when we were doing that is I heard somebody say, I love you. And I felt very, I don't know how to explain it. If you've never done a spirit box, maybe you won't understand this, but like you kind of know when messages are meant for you. I heard something say, I love you, and then I heard something say, Mom. And immediately, like, I thought it was my dad when it said I love you because I felt very connected to it. And then when it said Mom, immediately I knew who it was. So something I haven't talked about in a very long time, but you already knew about when we became friends, and some of you may already know, is that I had a miscarriage many years ago. I started having these bizarre dreams. And they started off all being the same and they progressed. And it sounds so creepy to think about now. They would all start off differently, but they always ended with me remembering
oh my God, I have a baby. Like, it was like the whole dream. I was doing something and it was completely unrelated to baby anything. And I would remember in my head, oh my God, I have a baby. Oh my God, I have a baby. I have to get home to my baby. I've been like leaving it alone this whole time. And it was like this blind panic, this rush of getting back to this child I had like completely and totally forgotten about. The weirdest thing was it was always a boy, like always a boy. And it always looked exactly, he always looked exactly the same way.
It's something that's so hard for me and so traumatizing for me. I just don't talk about it because it's so hard to relive and it's such a difficult story. But if you watch my video on it, which I'll link down below if you guys want to refresh on it, or if you've never seen it, I talk about how when I was pregnant, I had dreams of a little boy with blonde hair and blue eyes, and I would dream about him constantly. And like, basically I knew who he was, and I knew I was pregnant before my body even knew I was pregnant, before I ever even peed on a stick because of these dreams of this little boy. And I would find him everywhere. I would be working in Target because that's where I worked at the time, and I would find this little boy just like walking around. I'm like, what are you doing here? And he would just like look at me, and I would wind up taking him home because I was like, oh right, you're mine. Like, I would like be doing something and I remember, oh my God, I have a baby at home. Like, I have a baby, and I'd have to go home to my baby, and the minute I'd see him I would wake up. I would have these dreams about his face and everything about him, and I feel like I knew him like on a spiritual level before I even, you know, knew I was pregnant. And so when it said, I love you, Mom, I immediately knew who it was. And then as the spirit box session, or whatever you can call it, sort of continued, I realized that it didn't feel like a loving or safe or
comfortable session.
It didn't feel like a nice energy. It didn't feel like my son talking to me, you know what I mean? That I never got to meet. And that was when I realized, and I said it in the clip, that I didn't think it was really him. I felt like it was something like masking itself as him. And Hailey and I literally prayed before our session, said we knew some dark things were gonna come through, but we started having the nastiest feelings towards the end, feeling very sick. Not that light
when I heard that like moan in my video, I don't know what it was about it.
It was
I
very
felt
uncomfortable.
it declining down to like, if we would have continued, I'm getting chills. If we would have continued, I feel like whatever was communicating would have manifested into something much darker. And what's crazy is that's kind of a big feeling why I think they were telling us not to leave.
I think it was too.
Because you still thought at that point that it was your son, in a sense.
Yeah.
And so maybe they could have continued to manipulate, but now in hindsight, we've sat back with the cameras off and been like, I can't say if Loey's son was coming. I cannot say.
Neither of us really can, because we're not on the afterlife or anything, but I believe so in my heart that like nothing that loves me so much and nothing that I love so much, nothing that like I love that much and that I feel so strongly for would like come through and try to scare me. And so that's why I'm pretty traumatized and pretty upset, because I truly feel as if it was something like masquerading as him. And as much as like that's so freaking scary, I literally am in like protective like mama bear mode now, where I'm like, I just want to talk to it, and I want to like, I'm not like afraid of it, like, and maybe that's weird, like maybe that's a strange like feeling now, because I've been so scared this whole time. Like, you can watch Hailey's whole video, but now I'm just pissed. And like, that's like not really a feeling I've ever felt before in this type of like paranormal situation. I feel like our like adventures in this are so interesting, because it's like we really experience like every kind of investigation and every kind of like paranormal experience, where they're good, they're bad, they're scary. And now I'm just like sad and upset and angry, and I don't go into it with any kind of negativity, and I don't go into like this next part of the video with like hatred or anything like that towards whatever it was. I
think it's mostly you want closure.
I do want
closure. I think there's still a part of you that, because all you heard was I love you, Mom, that's all you heard from whatever that was, and then more things were coming through, and then you got this bad feeling. It's kind of like, did he come through as like a diamond in the rough in that specific spirit box session? And did the other things kind of mask that feeling of positivity that you had? Right. Or really was it something taunting or mocking or impersonating your son? And I think that it's more so like, you're in this stage of like, now I need to know. Because if that was your baby boy, or that was a soul of your child that was destined to be yours and will be yours, I truly believe inevitably, it's like at the same time, you kind of want that closure.
Right. That's exactly how I feel, is I do want that closure, and I almost want to like, I want to close it out in a sense and sort of be more in control of the situation. And I think
instead
like,
of running from it.
Yeah. So that's very anti-Loey. It's not the Loey we all know, not running away from her problems. So I think we're gonna take a second here, regroup ourselves, and we're gonna close out with one final session on the Necrophonic app, and we're gonna close it out before 3 a.m. because we don't want things to get too crazy. But then after that, we're pretty much gonna stay the night in this haunted.
We have 15 minutes.
Extremely, oh God.
It's 2:43.
We better hurry the heck up then. We're gonna stay overnight in this haunted hotel, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Was that really him?